hello, Princess, and good day from a totally random drive. I wasn't just here, and I didn't just change my hat. Absolutely not. Totally special for you, of course. I am, well, driving on a beautiful Florida country road, and today I want to, I guess, do the part 2 of my Bolt EV series video, whatever. I don't, not really series. There's only 2 of them. Last time I talked about the very few and nominal gripes I had. So today I want to talk about some of the things that I love about my Bolt EV. I have, I don't know, maybe an hour or so left on the drive before I get back to my place and have to, just get random things done. You know, nothing special coming up, not at all. Totally different day. And, well, yeah, you know what? By the way, I did decide to start with the bad news because I guess people usually like that. Let's end on a high note. So, okay, well, I guess this will be some things that I love about my Bolt EV. This is Route 441 through basically middle of nowhere, Florida. But, wow, gas is still $3.09, diesel $3.18. Ay. Anyway, always a beautiful drive, and not really slower in a lot of ways than the Turnpike. It's a shorter distance, and the speed limit is only 10 miles less, I think. So it's not really that big of a deal, and I still prefer this over the Turnpike, even after my last little experiment on the Turnpike. So, I mean, I think it might save a few minutes, but yeah, it's definitely not worth it. This is just nicer. All right, let's get to it. Things I love about my Bolt EV. I got her back in November of 2020, so it's 9 months. I don't know. I don't want to count right now. And, well, I've driven her for 12,000 miles, and so far, yeah, everything's fine. So that's just a little background story. Well, number one, well, these are really in no particular order, but I guess this would be the number one thing that I love about this car, and she's electric. I have been wanting an electric car for quite some time, and I mean, I could have gotten one at any time, but I had Omni, and he still runs great, so I didn't really need a new car. And I mean, technically, I still didn't need a new car, but I figured, you know what, it's a good idea, practicality, and something you've been wanting for a long time. So there was a little bit of, treat yourself in it, and I am very happy I made this decision. I was actually originally looking at a white one, and it was sold from under me, but there was also this all black, I think it's Onyx, on the outside. And actually, you know what, I'm actually happy that happened. I think I prefer the black color over the white color, and I got the windows tinted, just to, it's Florida, so sun, but no, primarily I'm getting off on some tangents here because there's so many things to love. Yeah, she is an electric car, which means she's ready to go almost all the time, and especially when I'm home, and I've never really had any issues with range or range anxiety or anything like that. It does take a little bit of planning, I will admit that, and charging stations are, well, you got to know where they are, but I just use PlugShare for that. Fortunately, it's not a problem in Orlando. There are plenty of chargers everywhere. Just as soon as I got my place, they opened all the chargers by Celebration Town Center. So there's 4 level 2s, 2 level 3s. So that's totally awesome. And then the ones at SeaWorld are still free, including a fast charger. And then there's other free ones around Orlando. And there's a couple of malls by Margaritaville, by the Omni. So I've really had no problems just charging around town in Orlando. It's, you know what, I think I told you about my plan, and it's worked out. I stop, I plug in, I maybe edit a video or do something like that while she charges, and honestly, I would be doing that anyway, so it's not really costing me any time, and I don't know, it's just worked out. So I'm just really happy to have an electric car. She is quiet and smooth and you know, everything that you hear, you know, instant torque, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, just having an electric car is probably the number one thing I really love about my Bolt EV. And I did mention it before, but, you know, almost a year old, 12,000 miles, I've had no problems, nothing. You know, there's no maintenance interval. The only thing I've had to do is put air in the tires, but you can't really get around that unless we move to solid tire technology, which exists. Not really sure why it hasn't really caught on, but yeah, that's usually not a big deal. You know, I have the air compressor at home, or there's a Wawa close to Celebration that has free air, so that's kind of a trivial thing. But yeah, other than that, I haven't had to open the hood since like the first day I got her, I think, because I don't know, I haven't even used that much windshield fluid, which is strange because it was love bug season earlier. But anyway, you know what, I'm going to put an asterisk there because there is a slight, very, very faint rattle in the corner. I might take her back, and I will take her back when I'm going to be home for an extended period of time so they can take a peek. Probably take longer to convince them that there is a rattle, because we'll have to drive around for a while, than it will for them to fix it. But otherwise, she's been perfect. No issues, not even a hint of an issue. And that's kind of what you should expect with an electric car, because there's not a whole lot to go wrong. I mean, the amount of moving parts... Uh-oh, half a house went by. In an electric car is significantly less than in an ICE car. And, yeah, we can tell. Okay, I am going to just keep driving for a little while until I get there. Maybe I will ramble about the next set, maybe not, who knows. But it's a beautiful day, so I've got really nothing else to do. This is what this whole stretch looks like, almost to the turnpike. Just a road and trees on either side. Occasionally, well, you've seen it before, there will be some ranches or farms. But other than that, this section is... well, I don't know. I'm not going to call it boring. Maybe unvaried features in a way. I mean, the road is different. That's something. But we'll take a drive to the Keys sometime, and we'll see what really changing landscape looks like. Well, this section of road is a bit rougher than before. Hope it doesn't cause too many problems, but, well, it's not going to stop me from continuing to tell you all the things I love about my Bolt EV. And still, no particular order. I don't feel bad sitting with the AC running because it doesn't matter. It's not that I burn fuel otherwise, but you know, the air conditioning runs off the battery pack just like the motor, so it's just drawing power, moving or sitting still. It's really the same thing. And I don't know, I didn't like sitting with you know, Omni running because, hey, you would know that you would definitely know that he is running, you know, being diesel and all, but you know, we don't want the fumes and everything from outside being sucked in. So, you know, on those days when I am just sitting, I'm charging really in Orlando, doing something in the car, I don't mind sitting with the AC running because it doesn't really matter. And it's still just as quiet. It's actually as quiet as it would be at the house or at my place. So it's really nice. And you notice when the engine's not running. And even some of the newer, you know, gasoline cars, yeah, you still know that the engine's running, but not in my electric car. And another thing, I had a choice to make when I got her, and I kind of pre-made this, but I am perfectly happy with the LT trim. For 2000, there were two trims, the LT and the Premier, and the Premier came with some extra bells and whistles like surround cameras and things like that. To be honest, I looked at all of those things as just more things to go wrong. So I thought, you know what, I don't really want to ever have to deal with those things, so I just looked for an LT, and well, I found Miss Liberty 2, and I have been perfectly happy. I don't miss the features in the Premier because honestly I don't even remember what they were, and I guess they weren't important enough to miss. So yeah, I'm perfectly happy with the LT trim. The only The only about that is I really wish the roof rails were an aftermarket option. They are not. Nobody sells anything like that. So that is the one thing, not any of the electronic gizmos, but that is the one thing I kind of wish that she had. It's only available with the Premier. So, oh well, that's about it. But other than that, you know what? Perfectly fine. Oh, right. The seats. So if you watch the reviews like I did, people will comment on the seats and how they are not comfortable and they're a funny shape. And now they are slightly asymmetrical, but let me tell you, I don't notice it. I honestly, I couldn't tell you, I probably couldn't tell the difference between sitting in the driver's seat or passenger seat, which I don't think I've ever done. So, whatever people say about those, I don't notice it. They're perfectly comfortable. They are a bit firmer than Omni, but I mean, okay. Doesn't really bother me. I don't really want a nice plushy Barca Lounger type seat in my car. So, you know, even on long trips, they don't bother me. I mean, the long trip is what bothers me, but yeah, the seat's not really part of it. So, you know, whatever I heard about those, it didn't manifest itself, and I am perfectly happy with the seats. Now, I will get seat covers because I actually have been meaning to do that, but they want pictures and measurements, and I just keep forgetting because I go to do it online, and I'm like, oh, I'll take a picture when I leave, and I forget, and it's this whole cycle of forgetfulness. So that's just my fault. And I want the seats because when I come back from a water park, and if I'm still a little bit wet or something, it just makes it better. But, well, anyway. So, yeah, those 3 more things that I love about my Bolt EV. So, yeah, I just going to keep driving from here. We're approaching Celebration on the no light route. This is 417. Much better than the, the surface streets and 192, just because, yeah, it's worth the tolls just to not have to stop, I guess. But normally I would avoid the toll roads, but now it's just easier this way. Just a few minutes from Celebration, I'll take now to round out the list of things I love about my Bolt EV. And well, you know what? In the same vein as the roof rails, the cargo shelf. The cargo shelf in the back is not included with the LT trim, only with the Premier, but that is available as an aftermarket part from its actual Chevrolet part, and it is very easy to install. I think it only cost $100 and took about 5 minutes to install. It's you got to drill through the plastic in 3 places, 6 total, and bolt it in, and that's it. It's good to go. So now I have the flat surface back there. Glad I got it. I actually do use it in the space beneath it and everything. So yeah, that was very easy. So thank you, Chevrolet, for making that available. And next is the fact that I don't ever have to stop at a gas station. I don't know why people say, oh, it's terrible, people are addicted to oil, blah, 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 because that's just dumb. Okay, even saying that is dumb. No one's addicted to oil. Oil it's gross, it smells, it's sticky, and it just smells, and I don't know, it's just, ugh. Who would want to deal with it? You go to a gas station and, I don't know, the handles, they're all greasy and just, it's a very miserable experience, but, plugging in the car is super easy. The electric charging stations, they're never slimy or gross, and there's nothing, nothing ever spills, and I don't know, it's just a much more pleasant experience. So I don't know, I much prefer that over going to a fuel station. So I don't know, this whole addicted to oil thing, that's just ridiculous. The fact that I don't ever have to go to a gas station now or a diesel station, I love that. Although I do get air at a gas station, so, well, there is that. Oh, well. And, well, you know what? The last thing that I love about my Bolt EV, particularly this one, is the price. I got her at the end of the 2020 model year. The 2021s were on their way, and Chevrolet was trying to get rid of them. So there was a huge manufacturer discount, there were dealer incentives, and I got an additional $2,000 or $3,000 off by joining Costco. So yeah, that worked out very well. I did have to fly to Philadelphia for a day to join there, but I mean, that was pretty easy. I did it on miles, so it didn't really cost me anything. Oh no, no, parking at the airport and something else. But it was anyway $100. So no, not that much, but anyway, totally worth it. So yeah, and total out the door price was it was really good. So it was one of those offers, an offer you can't refuse, and I'm really glad I didn't. And even the new ones are still definitely one of the more affordable EV options on the market, and she's perfectly capable. And second best so far. Maybe you'll get up there, but I think buying Omni was the best decision I ever made. Maybe buying Miss Liberty 2 was the second best decision I ever made. So yeah, I love her for that too. And we are in Celebration, Florida. All right, this will be a quick turnaround for me. I am hungry and got to get a few things, and I have something else to do. So I don't know. We'll see. Only a few minutes. I just want to get changed. I don't really need to get cleaned up since I used the AC this time. But anyway, okay. We made it. Safe and sound, I hope. Yes, I see 25 miles an hour. Creeper speed for a while. So, Princess, we made it safe and sound to Celebration. Time to unload the car and everything, and begin planning for packing. Yeah, I do need to pack, even though maybe I should have already done that. I don't know. Don't listen to anything I said. Well, that is, those were some of the things that I love about my Bolt EV. I am so glad I got her. She's an absolute pleasure to drive. And while this model, this trim, doesn't have all the fancy stuff and all the latest whiz-bang technologies, like you can get Super Cruise on the new EUV. That's kind of limited to just highways, which I don't end up driving on. As you see, it's the Turnpike and only half of 27. I mean, what's up with that, Chevrolet or GM, really? But other than that, I mean, I don't know. Go back and maybe look at my gripes video for a few things, but this is what I love. And despite that, and added up with all these, you know what? I don't really have any problems, so I'm just going to be thankful.